All right. Go ahead, Dennis.
Well, it looks like it's you know, it's all been rewired at one time or another. You still have a few of the old circuits right here.
Okay. Are they functioning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, they're not. There's probably just the lighting circuits, which you don't need a ground with most of your lighting circuits.
Okay.
And that's the reason they've left it in there.
Gotcha.
And,
so, right, they had the choice to change it. They figured why bother, because it's not as if you're running any new computer hardware or anything like that.
When,
it's going to tax the system.
Yeah, your electrical, as far as your outlets and what you're looking at here, everything else has been upgraded.
Right.
Just, I'm like I say, and this may not be. These are probably wires from like the 50s.
Okay, but if they don't need to be replaced, then they're really... Okay, let's just... Then good.
The rest of it looks like it's been all updated and upgraded.
Anything worth noting?
I mean, you might look up in the attic like that. You know, it shouldn't be loose, and that needs to be fastened down.
Okay, and of course I'm relying. I have no expertise in the area,
and
so whatever you want to tell me.
I have seen a few things where one house I went into, they had ran a new wire up into the attic and then hooked into the knob and tube.
The lazy man's way of upgrading.
You might want to look. Might want to go up in the attic.
Okay, well,
Just take a check.
Let's do it.
Up in there and make sure they haven't done something like that.
Sure.
I don't know if it's accessible. Well, I'll tell you where it is. Did y'all see where it was? I don't know.
While we're in this room.
Unscrew it.
Okay, go
Can you
ahead.
just tell us if that's vented or not? I mean, obviously there's a chimney there, but I don't know if it's hooked into it, so if you can tell if it's vented outside now. It's been changed over the years, probably burning gas, and they may have just closed it all up.
Maybe it vents down enough? Or maybe that.
And could you, and I don't know, I know it's probably something you can't answer now, but could it be changed back to wood?
Well, I've got a piece of sheet metal covering the hole up, but
Does that look like it was done permanently and not to be removed, or?
it's got screws in it so you can remove it.
Okay.
And then you
But
have,
actually, I can even feel a draft through it right now.
so it's
she said
somewhat
she had
vented.
I think she said she had something at the top to keep. What did you remember?
Oh,
This?
to keep rodents.
Yeah, to
critters
keep
out
the
of
squirrels
it?
from
Is that what
coming
she
down.
said?
Squirrels and the birds.
Yeah. But I guess like
The question is it easily convertible back into a working fireplace?
Based on what I see there, yes.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's not like somebody poured concrete in there. They've got a piece of sheet metal.
And you may need to put a new casing in your chimney, but that's not an extremely expensive endeavor.
Okay.
or lining, is that what it's saying? If it was a casing, yeah. Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Do you all have inspectors in your other one?
We have
They've rented
Property.
it.
We have a few.
He's the
We
expert.
Let's see where if there is access.
Okay, so it's in the other closet.
Upstairs or just this one single floor?
You're asking. I know nothing about this. That's why you're here,
Single floor.
Lorraine.
Is this just a single floor? Upstairs,
There's no upstairs, but there's 2 lower levels.
to lower levels.
Yeah.
Look at it.
And there is an attic you could access with a lab
Oh,
curtain.
that's what he wants.
That's
to
the
do.
reason I brought
Yeah.
my ladder. Just
I'd like to see
Now,
that.
I don't know if you need a screwdriver or not.
You know the last video that I had taken.
Yeah.
I was just all over the place. Everyone who's watched it has gotten vertigo. So
Well, it's hard when you're on the phone. I mean, I
Well, it wasn't
give
as-
people tours all the time.
I wasn't necessarily on the phone, but I didn't
No,
take
but I mean-
care to like really focus on anything.
Yeah, you have to go really slow.
Yeah.
Underneath that closet floor, there's a staircase that she put in. So if you pull that floor up, it goes straight down into kind of like a studio apartment kind of thing downstairs. I know it has its own heat pump down there. So I don't know. No, through the outside. Yeah. And then there's another basement level. If you want to call it.
that's what I want.
If you want to call it an apartment, it's not. You know.
Before I get the tools, take that off. We'll go down there and look at it.
Where's your puppy, though?
He's probably following me.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
He won't get too far out.
So he's going to get his equipment.
Okay. This will be a much kinder video for people to look at. Oh, the last one was every time I watched it, I vomited.
Yeah. You can do FaceTime videos too with your.
Yeah, but this records.
Yeah. But that way you can ask questions while you're videoing him.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe with the inspector.
Yeah.
So sweet. My husband said to me yesterday, I think it's time we got another dog.
Always time for another dog.
Good, Mike. You want to go down first? Okay.
This one's big.
Are we going to this floor first or the?
Wait, you wanted to go in the basement?
Okay.
This one's big or the other one's big?
This one's big. He's bigger than his mom and dad both.
I want to hear what kind of bark does he have? Is it a yappy bark or is it a?
Kinda, but he don't want to bark. He very rarely ever bark. That's the reason I picked him out.
Yeah, really. Yappy dogs are not good.
Hello? Okay, you mean hold the door? Come on, puppy. All right. Okay, there. Do you remember what's in here? That closet that goes into the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come here, puppy.
So cool.
Your daddy's
With all the
going in there.
personal effects.
Yeah. They all have. Everybody has their own thing going on.
No, I meant in the back. In the.
Yeah, he's buying the whole thing.
In the
This is
space.
Riker down here. If you have any observations as you're walking, just speak out loud.
Yes, please, Dennis.
Oh, the light is. There is a light, but I don't know where the switch is. Oh, here it is. Ooh, that's in tough shape.
Yeah.
You get all that's rotted out, and there you got a leaking commode there.
And I know that you've changed out people's tubs and bathrooms before. That house out in Swananoa, remember?
Do you want to give just your eyeball estimate on something like this?
To change that out,
We don't know if it's
When,
rotted
when, it,
underneath.
when it changes out, this entire thing is going to be redone. I'm going to redo the whole bottom floor.
yeah, that just
So maybe it doesn't really matter much because I'm not just going to.
Is that not going to? We just don't want it to fall through because remember that one in
Yeah,
Swananoa
this-
is about
well,
to
you
fall
got-
through.
you got a hard concrete floor.
Oh,
under
okay,
this.
good.
What do we have here? Is there brick by any chance over on this side? Or is this is not the chimney, obviously.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, it could have been a.
And I'm curious where that chimney on the outside comes all the way down to the bottom of the house.
This is a different. This has got to be a different chimney.
I don't think it's
It could be an old one, you know,
just
with
a wall.
that may be closed off.
I'm
now.
curious if there's brick behind this and behind here.
I'm just judging what I can see. That looks like the end of it right there.
Yeah.
But it might, like I said, you know, years gone by, they heated everything with fireplaces, so you could have another fireplace that's been closed off,
Gotcha.
pour out.
Okay. Where would you like to go
This
first?
is what I was wanting to see right here.
I like this guy.
Patch plumbing looks like some of it's been changed.
Well, it looks like there's been something renovated because those are manufactured beams.
There's your
But this has this is not a. What is that?
looks like a sewer pump
Okay.
for this
So
bathroom.
we are connected fully, water, sewer. all
Yeah,
that,
but this is probably this bathroom here is probably lower than the
City.
main city sewer,
Okay.
so they're having to pump it from here.
Okay.
So you got another tank there, and then it looks like it's being pumped from there on out.
Does this just look jerry rigged or does
Yeah,
it look?
It does look.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what is your? I mean, does this to keep this apartment,
Man,
let's
you
say,
got-
fully
you got
functioning?
raw sewage right here. This covered the electrical.
Gross.
I mean, that's just. should be covered. You can get fumes and
What's that over there?
yes, that's another. That's
Well, is
another
that
one
just so
in.
it doesn't explode? So it has a certain release valve?
No, that's just to keep the gas
methane?
in there and keep the smell from.
Okay.
You won't have too much methane there, but you.
If I converted this bottom, right, just like this guy is living here, and I fixed it up, is this going to present any problems?
Nah, you just may have to redo it a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure why they have two of them over there. They got a second tank. That's the exact same tank that is, except that one's on top of the ground.
Right.
We've got it above ground.
Okay.
It's surprising that it doesn't smell, huh?
Well, that one did, especially because the plug was out of it. You know, it's-
Wow.
electrical
Smells like
wire.
smells like roses.
They have actually a grinder in there, almost like a garbage disposal.
Right.
Yeah.
But except it has a grinder and a pump. It grinds it up and pumps it out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I certainly realize that this is not up to code and so on, but do you have any big concerns just taking a quick eye looking at this? That
No.
it's safe, like, because these are tenants for Ken, we just don't want him to have responsibility of, something going
There's a
wrong.
fire. I don't want to be
Yeah.
accused of murder.
Right,
mhm.
right.
I mean, it's some of
Sorry.
those things like it's like this box here needs cover on it, outlet here probably needs to be covered.
Those are basic, huh?
Yeah, it's just basic stuff. Make sure
Do
you
you
got
have
your.
to do full smoke and carbons for the house when you're renting legally or illegally?
Yes. Yeah.
Upstairs is where it is.
Yeah.
Is there any wiring in for it down here?
At the very least. I think I see one.
This is actually spaced out.
No, that isn't. That's not a big deal.
There's the old chimney you're talking about. Right here, one for the brick.
Now, the chimney that I'm speaking of, Dennis, that is on that exterior of the house. You see it coming up.
Well, this is a chimney. You can see the outside of it right here.
Yeah.
It was original.
So, in other words, it doesn't look like that was filled in.
So you probably had a furnace. See where this is closed in?
That's right.
Probably had a furnace in here that run the, and probably run outside the center of the house, went all the way up. They've closed it off.
He's got a huge tie rack. Wow, I wouldn't have
Wouldn't
figured
know.
that for someone who's
That
living
was
down
like
here.
a lot of camo.
Not either. He's got a lot of vinyl. Certainly
Yeah, that's
some
cool.
Very different.
Okay. Photographer.
And most of it, the electrical thing is basically, just small.
Is there anything that comes to mind just now that you're here? Electrical, anything that you look at looks funky?
No, other than the fact that there's not a whole lot of outlets. Like you got the
Right.
ju-
Yeah, how would
strips,
can you
Yeah,
what is if we wanted to correctly wire the bottom?
Well, you got being as you have that whole side over there open.
This is when
You
this
could go
wall's
through that side, bring new wires in, and wire this whole wall with outlets.
And what would you what is something like that run?
You probably
Eyeball it.
Probably $200-300.
Okay, good.
It's when there's an open wall on that side, it's so much easier to service because all you need to do is drill holes, and
Okay.
you don't have to deal with a finished wall on the other side.
Hey, buddy. Hey, what's up?
He's waiting for his
Oh, and he's not gonna yap.
I know that goal. Pretty wild. It's interesting to say.
Yeah.
What were the beer bottles in the concrete?
Yeah. So how long do you know?
Do you ever do?
Missed, yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
A little bit, he made a little poop.
Do you ever? Do you build decks?
I have.
Just to get your feeling on this. A triple deck. What do you think something like that would run?
Or are you talking about
Every floor. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Give this guy a deck. Give that guy a deck. Give me a deck.
the length of the house?
Length of the house, all the way up.
It's probably big bucks.
Well, what does big bucks mean?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
No, that much.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 20,000. We're
got
talking
small.
15,000.
20,000. But I mean, that's money well spent in terms of A, enjoyment, B, resale.
Yeah, when I get real big,
and C, renting.
real big deck, and I've got a friend of mine that I get to do.
Yeah.
That's all he does. Is
Yeah.
decks.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can talk to him
Yeah, we could probably arrange for him.
because that's that. My idea is to give everyone a deck,
Yeah,
and then of course do something with.
clear all that out.
Yeah. This way it makes it safe. You know, I'm sure everyone's been safe, no problem, but this is a bit of a
Yeah.
train wreck waiting to happen. Someone's going to trip on it.
Dennis has.
There's actually a pump here that goes down into, it's not working at the moment, but it is, it's actually a waterfall that goes into a little pond thing. down
Oh yeah, you can see.
there. The pump
So
is
they've
in
done-
here
someone's
somewhere. I'm
worked
not
hard
sure
at putting all this, this.
Might be
Stone.
fire pit out of some of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever lived
And then it went down into the.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be a mosquito nest.
Well,
Unless it's going, unless it's moving.
unless it's moving. This is cleanupable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his.
Like where this
His
bush
car
is, it's on the
is
other
on
side
the
of the
line.
bush, right?
But is the whole driveway his?
No. Most of that driveway is theirs. There is a spot right here
And did
that is his.
this house had a bad demise? I'm imagining.
Years and years and years ago, ever since I've known the lot
Mm-hmm.
and I sold it, it has been gone.
Okay.
So it's
But I-
usable now until they decide to
Yeah.
build on it. Then that one spot is the only spot we own.
Or is
Well,
there two
actually,
spots?
you
one on each
probably
side.
could get a spot out of this one. You might have to move the fence, which you might want to move anyway.
Right.
Move it in a little bit, and then
I
you
see.
can actually have a full spot.
So in other words, we're going to look at the property line. I was thinking maybe even building out a little bit, a concrete structure, you know, just sort of like a little carport.
You probably don't have enough room for that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
not saying for sure.
When we go
but-
back up, we'll see.
But there's
Yeah.
also city regulations where you have to be X amount of feet away from the property line.
Gotcha.
You know.
So should we go to the second?
Les,
floor?
please.
Yeah.
Okay.
This lady I've got this being from, she's got a Pomeranian somebody
He was one of those
found on the side of the road. If anybody wants to
fantastic living for himself.
You know, I gotta tell you, I'm a bigger dog person.
Well, I've always,
Like a little bigger than that.
I've always had German Shepherds. And,
I had a German Shepherd growing up.
this is the first time I've had a
Yeah.
lap dog, as I've called.
Very sweet though.
But,
Okay.
I just couldn't hardly resist.
Sure. Wait, you know what?
Yeah.
He has a dog. Now. The dog might be in a crate in there. Well, I don't mind. I'll hold him. I mean, I don't need to follow
Yeah, step
y'all.
back.
Right here on the right is the bathroom and laundry in that door. Ken, do you remember where the if you go through the closet, you go to that crawl space?
Yes.
Okay, and it has a lock on it, and we just please lock it back when we're done.
Okay. Sure, you bet, Lorraine.
Thank you.
So we're going to assume that this is the new wiring.
It's all new.
Okay. How new would you say? Like, in other words, does not need replacing.
It has not been. It's been done in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Because now the wire is color coded. So this, if you looked at the same, if it's been wired within the last 10 years, this would be orange.
Okay. Oh, in other words, but it's not orange.
So it's older.
It's a little
than 10
older.
Years old.
Okay.
But
Do you see any need for any type of upgrade?
Not here, no.
Okay.
You got a 4-wire system that looks good.
You guys want to take a look at this? I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying if you want to. We're here.
No,
We're looking.
looking.
We have
Okay.
we got you
Nice.
covered, Penny.
Is this the only washer or dryer in the
It is for now. I don't really see a place for it
upstairs?
upstairs unless I take that middle room and somehow knock a wall and, you know, be
That's
creative.
not a bad idea, Ken. I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, there's
You can
really
also do a
well only
stackable
because
one on
this is where the water supply is, right? This is, I mean, if it's here, then right above us is acceptable also, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a builder. I don't know these things, but it just stands. I mean, it makes common sense.
This is the found staircase.
Yeah,
The staircase to nowhere.
it jumps up to the asbestos closet.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's chimney again.
Yeah, well, makes sense. And nothing exposed here. Do you see? Hey, sweetheart, our
There's
buddy,
one from there they got.
doing that just to see if you something for this.
I mean, they might have had a hole hid in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. This unit will get some work as well, if and when he ever moves out. And so, if there's anything that you see here,
You got suspended ceiling, so any work that you can do,
it's easy. It's
easy.
accessible.
that's what they'll get to.
What's this? Is this from? I think maybe they put a hole in the wall or something. What do you think? Why is this? Do you think they just? But although there's nothing there, but who knows why? There's just they just repainted
Yeah,
something.
looks like they've been doing some
Couple
patching.
touch up.
Yeah, they got these makeshift lights over here, which
That's kind of dangerous, huh?
Puppy.
end up cutting right there on those metal sharp edges on the metal.
Oh gosh, that's dangerous.
So, is that a fire hazard? Do I have to tell him to take those down?
I would. I mean, you could end up cutting it.
You could fix that for like, well, how much? Something like that.
As far as putting lights in,
Put lights in.
Yeah.
Using these lights and just like making it so it's.
Making it safe.
you'd probably do it for $100.
Okay.
for
I
it.
could do it for him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Be nice to your tenant when you move in.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And let's not be enemies right away. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
They put down some nice floor, huh?
Actually,
I love
it's
the
not a
brick.
bad floor.
Yeah. Love this exposed brick though. Isn't that so nice?
Exposed brick always. That's why I don't understand why people cover up the exposed brick, but this is where it ends. My apartment in New York had exposed. No, they covered it up.
Ugh,
So no, but there was one swath that was, that made the room. But it's
Yeah.
like, why not just have the whole room?
I know. I love it.
It makes an accent, though. Yeah, matter of fact, this, I mean, sure, it could use some work, but
Is this safe?
Well, don't fall and hit you on the head, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we may need to do some. I do not want to have an unsafe house. I'm living in it also, and it's
Right.
my house.
Right.
You just got it running the cord
Yeah.
over, which is not, it's not hung up in a way that it's going to damage the wire. But
The drop ceiling is serviceable.
Yeah. Yeah. That actually is comforting, knowing that
Oh, yeah.
everything is accessible. And look, and they're pretty high ceilings.
Very much
Oh,
so.
that's good.
Well, the drop ceiling.
All right, so here is the when we go in through here. This is. I do have a question for my brother-in-law, who noticed it. These cinder blocks are obviously not original, so his question was, what are they there for?
I don't.
Like, was it? I know you're an electrician and you're not a, but you do everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you assume? And do you think that was just to bolster the support of the house?
I know. They it might be there to help that wall. This, I don't know.
Behind that's earth, you suspect?
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably put there based on what I could tell. I don't see any other purpose in it other than to as a retaining wall, just like you got right here.
Yep.
That's
And they
what
added
that's
3 or
for.
4 of them. Yeah.
That's what you got one there. They've added that one, that one, that one, that one. It's all to hold that wall from falling in.
Okay. Now these are going to be pretty important back here because the vacs. What do you call them? The air conditioning, heating. And so get an idea of the life. Oh, thank you.
No problem.
The life remaining in these, if it's at all guessable.
That's relatively new equipment.
Do you think so? Because she said that they were it was replaced 14 years ago, and I don't know these things, but I hear that's not. It may need replacing before too long.
A lot of these have a date coded on them somewhere.
I'm not going to be able to see the fine print.
I mean, trains, the indoor unit. I mean, you very rarely, if you had to replace anything, it might be the outdoor unit,
Okay.
which is outside, and they're relatively not too bad expensive. I probably, you got all this gas line here.
Be careful you don't fall into the 3rd floor.
No, I just wanted to see what was there.
Is it the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
I mean the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything noticeable back here?
Yeah, I want you to look up. Tell me what that is. What do you think? What do you think that is?
It's really hard. That is really difficult. You mean the thick wire?
That is your electrical in,
Yeah, that's a service entrance cable.
and your panel is right there, and your panel is on your porch, right? It's at the front of the house.
That's what we saw.
Well, that means that this is sort of an outside space because there's no insulation between your deck and your heating source. You're
So
outside.
it would be, you'd probably save some money if you did.
But this
some
gives you a good
spray foaming
spatial
there
of where you
eventually.
are.
I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Can someone Can someone translate?
You don't have any insulation in your floor,
Okay.
so this is kind of like a cold zone.
Okay.
Your heaters are in your cold zone.
Oh, so that's inefficient, right? I would. No.
Yeah, because I mean, you're so far underground.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, my basement stays
Yeah.
55 degrees.
Right. But also the other cool thing is this is open to downstairs, so your HVAC can go down this conduit. You got a super conduit to work with to get to all 3 of your units, so it's
So if
serviceable.
you wanted to go,
You know, you can kind of see whoever did the electrical. You know,
They did it cheap,
they
fast.
Is that like? Could you organize that and bring it up to where everyone would feel safe, including myself?
Well,
I mean, they do look
depends
like
on
they
how
were
much-
jerry rigged.
Depends on
you
how
know?
much slack is there too.
It is, yeah. How much
Okay.
slack you got, and we can put it.
If it's not important, then it's not important. You could always
I mean-
throw a tube around it.
Most electrical inspectors wouldn't let that go.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if some of this has been done with or without, but I've seen electricians that, you know, they'll pull the wire, and as long as there's nothing unsafe about it, the inspectors will let it go.
Okay.
Which most of the time there's not. It just, you know, you're supposed to be like all these loose wires here. They're supposed to be nailed every 5 foot.
Well, how will I know? When will I know whether it's acceptable? Like, in other words, if an inspector comes in, why would an official? I know that it is going for inspection.
we do want to still get in the attic, which means that
We have a little bit of time. Yeah, let's get grooving. But in other words, will I need to fix that?
I'm not exactly sure what I'm saying. A home inspector is going to say something,
Okay. Well, he's going to come in a couple weeks.
and then you'll have, you know, he'll just say.
Oh, can you lock that? I'm sorry, Mike. Can you lock that door?
More
Thank you.
likely, he's going to look at it and say, "Have evaluated by electrician."
Yeah.
Basically,
Where's that light in here?
oh, here.
Thank you.
Looks like this whole
Looking okay so far?
mean,
didn't
it's,
like it. Scares you. Look at what happened.
it's got some,
Then it's more cosmetic.
some cosmetic issues with the wiring
Yeah.
Right.
under there, but it's not really.
You
We
think?
need to
Yeah.
lock this.
Did y'all lock the door to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
don't lock.
Fire hazard. like- Cause that ceiling, I'm hoping my ladder will break too bad.
So maybe we should understand a little bit.
Did
better,
Lorraine
too.
say is these are not our legal spots?
So that's what I want. When she comes up with, let's just. Have
She obviously parks there, so until probably the next owner comes in, it's fine. Yes, squatters' rights.
Probably doesn't work as well.
Right.
Hey, Byron. Hi, Byron. I'm well, and you? Good.
That's going for 420, I think. 419.
I just asked them if they were gonna come down and help you renovate.
Who was that? Who was that?
Parents live here.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys. Yeah, well,
They're in
they've got a room.
Right here.
Oh, nice.
Free room and board if you
Yes.
pick up a hammer.
Oh, right here.
And
Cool. That's your
babysitters.
pin. Perfect.
So that
Okay.
means that both of these spaces are
Yeah.
basically. Not,
So until
Well,
they
no,
just
I mean, honestly,
you could
you
yeah,
could
move that.
If you move the fence a little bit over have
to
this
the-
tree on the outside,
That would be smart.
you
Right.
could have a.
well, I think you
Your
might
car's
want
small.
to do some landscaping.
I mean, no. I mean, I can
Yeah.
park
You think?
here until someone says no.
Well, I even
Right.
think.
Now,
Can I start there?
Dennis, I do have an electric vehicle. All right. Now, I don't think that there's an outlet over here, but I'm going to run a cord. Is it just easier just to run a cord from inside, or could there be easily some sort of an electrical?
Well, the cool thing, Ken, is where we were, where that electrical panel is under there, is all open.
Get you a ground fault,
Yeah.
outdoor receptacle right out here close
Yeah.
to where you're gonna be close.
Okay.
It's really serviceable.
I mean, depending on how much it costs, because you know, I'm not going to have the electric car forever.
You'll get a nuclear car next.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right here.
Get one of all these cars going by.
Key.
17 from that little pin to it's 15.
But if you move this in just to here. So you can at least have parking there.
Almost have room for 2 spaces if you went from the
And Lorraine,
pin.
that parking space over there is with the house.
Yes,
Yes.
but the tenant.
The tenant
is
uses that. Sure.
using it. One of the tenants uses it, the other one parks on the street.
Okay.
This is not a permanent problem.
No, not at
That's an
all.
easy lead.
But when you have 3 tenants, it's something to think of, or 3 people living here, it's something to think about.
Something for them to think about.
Yeah, right.
Motorcycle. More motorcycles.
Ooh, there you go.
That's good for the winter
Watch
time.
out.
Love this porch. Right? Yeah, you're right. A lot of potential.
You've got potential, and you've got potential.
But you should
Oh,
really pick
no.
their brains about this, because this is like going to be, this is going to make the house what you do.
All right, so what do we need to? What's left?
We're gonna look in the attic.
Okay, good. Because then I can stop with this stupid video. It's going to my brother-in-law. Say hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
That's Tish. She'll be living here during renovations.
Oh, it's not if Mike has anything to say about it.
If you squint, it's like Vermont.
I know.
Tell me if you need a hand.
What's that? Got lots of good insulation.
That's good. Is it new?
Yeah.
Good. What else do you notice? Anything?
Got a good, looks like a, I don't know if that's a bathroom vent or stove vent going through. Really, that's about all I can see. So much insulation, there's no way I can see if it's,
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like this is a prime place for storage anyway, so.
no. I
Insu-
just, you know, I would say, based on what I've seen with the rest of the electrical, they've more than likely upgraded everything.
All right, that's fantastic. That is such a relief. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, if you were to give this place a grade in terms of your expertise in electricity,
I'd probably give it a 80.
okay. So it could use a little bit of improvement, but otherwise satisfactory. All right, and that's something that you'd be able to live with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to turn this off. So hopefully everyone's enjoyed. Leave you with that parting view.